Some new details in an investigation by public health officials to determine whether Fort Detrick is responsible for any cancer clusters in the Frederick area.
State and local officials will update its preliminary finding that there doesn't appear to be a higher rate of cancer near the Army installation than the rest of the country. But those findings are being challenged by a group of concerned citizens. I-Team reporter David Collins has the very latest from Frederick.
Two investigations were launched. The preliminary findings of a government study to be presented here tonight indicate no. However, a privately funded probe turned up some alarming results.
This is a catastrophe. It really is. There is a serial killer in our backyard, and it's called Fort Detrick.
Randy White, who now lives in Tampa, lost his daughter to brain cancer back in 2008. He started an organization in her name, the Kristen Renee Foundation, to help families cope with cancer. But after he began hearing from a number of his former neighbors who have been diagnosed with cancer, his foundation hired an expert to investigate whether a combination of chemicals, including Agent Orange from Fort Detrick, is to blame.
We've gone door to door. We've actually sent out surveys. We've had researchers go back into the archives as well. In just one survey, we have 850 people that have cancer in a 1 to 6 mile radius of Fort Detrick. That's staggering to me.
Fort Detrick spokesman Chuck Gordon says they're engaged in a deep and thorough record search to determine the extent of Agent Orange testing. Significant findings, he says, will be released immediately, but the job may not be finished until sometime in 2012. So far, according to Detrick officials, there are no records of aerial testing from aircraft. They have found documents regarding a test using a boom on a truck to spray garden-sized crops in an effort to reduce the enemy's ability to yield food. Frederick County Health Department officials were unavailable for an on-camera interview. By phone, Dr. Barbara Brookmeyer advises their preliminary findings indicate there doesn't appear to be a higher rate of cancer near the Army post than in the rest of the Frederick County area. They look for cancer diagnosis from 2000 to 2007. In that time frame, they discovered 1,059 cancer cases within a mile radius of the post. The foundation, working with Maryland's U.S. senators, got the EPA to get involved. Fort Detrick is going to clean up what is known as Area B, where other industrial solvents were disposed. There's concern those chemicals have contaminated local wells. 91 wells will be tested for some 30 toxins.
I held the paper up to the Fort Detrick employee and I said, "Would you drink this water?" And he said emphatically, "No, I would not drink it." But yet they know that that poison is going into Frederick County, and they're turning their head and saying, "No, there's no cancer."
Randy White is seeking full disclosure, cleanup, and compensation for the pain and suffering his family has gone through. The meeting begins at 6:30. 30 minutes of the 2-hour presentation is reserved for public comment. In Frederick, David Collins, WBAL TV 11 News.